Yo, what's up, boys? So in today's video, I'm just going to be showing you guys really how small clothing brands on Instagram really compete with those bigger brands like Nike and Balenciaga and those types of brands. And especially how you can help your client as a freelance brand scaler in making converting creatives that actually sell. Alright, so first what I'm going to show you guys is just three really big brands and kind of like what they do to just bring themselves out of everybody else in the clothing brand market. So first we have Nike. I mean, Nike has been around forever, so that's why they're just still rolling. They've continued to just make good products and obviously big collaborations with people like LeBron and the MLB and just other, sports like that have been able to keep them relevant and kept them around. And also, since they've been around for so long, they just have so much capital to use for marketing. They can just put anything on a billboard, then people will see it and then they'll want to buy it. They've just been around forever, which is really their main strength point. But one thing that I really wanted to talk about was their target demographic. Now, Nike, at least what I think is their target demographic, is the athletes in sports. Because when I was in kindergarten or when I was in elementary school or middle school, I needed to get soccer shoes or soccer cleats. And where would I go? I'd go Nike. I'd get some Nike cleats. Or when I played basketball, I'd get some basketball shoes from Nike. They're really one of the highest selling brands when it comes to sportswear, and especially as a young kid when you're playing so many sports and the kid learns about Nike, then throughout all their teenage years to adulthood, Nike has really been able to capitalize off of having pieces for all ages and all demographics really. But yeah. Alright, so now we got Supreme. Now, I know Supreme has been around forever as well, but the main thing that got them to like break out of everybody else in the clothing brand industry was their exclusiveness. They would do like one drop a month or one drop a year or one drop every 6 months, and it would be like a hoodie with the Supreme logo slapped onto it for like $2,000. And now most people would be like, all right, who's gonna buy this? But what they did is they implemented like skate culture and rap culture and hip hop into all of their marketing to really just show their products to more people. And then once more people saw it, they see the exclusiveness and they're like, all right, not many people have that, so I want to get it. I want to be the exclusive one. I want to be the VIP one. I want people to come up to me asking me what shirt am I wearing and how much did it cost. People really just like the exclusiveness of Supreme, and now they have kind of fallen off a little bit, but they have been coming back with their like rapper t-shirts that they do every year. I know that they did with Tyler the Creator and Playboy Cardi, so they are kind of like building, like getting a little bit more recognition today, but really what started them off was their exclusiveness and their high prices and just being able to show their pieces to everybody in different ways. Alright, so finally we have Balenciaga. And now Balenciaga is really able to break out of the clothing industry by their just weird designs they actually sold those weird designs in pieces. Like here you can see in their Summer 26 Expo, they just really have some weird pieces. And it's just stuff that you wouldn't expect to see. Sure, it might be simplistic, but still people want to see it. It's not, you don't see people walking down the street in that, at least most of the time, depending on where you live. But yeah, and also especially in the early 2010s and 2020s, even sometimes nowadays, Balenciaga is like a status. Like if you see someone with a Balenciaga suit on, it'll probably cost like around $5,000, even $10,000, just ridiculous numbers. And it's like a status because it'll show like signs of wealth and hard work. It's like kind of like wearing a Rolex, or if you have an AP on or a big chain, especially in the hip hop industry, it's like a chain in the hip hop industry is what Balenciaga is to like more, I guess, more business people nowadays. A lot of them wear like the high quality suits and stuff, just to show like wealth and hard work. But then also what Balenciaga is doing that a lot of other clothing brands should pick up on is that they've kind of run out of all of their high exclusiveness products, but they build out that's how they build out their name. They built out their name by having all those exclusive products, so now they can just make products that will definitely, it might cost less, but they'll sell more of. Because realistically, how many times are you going to sell a 10,000 jacket? Probably only once or twice, or maybe 3 times. But if you can have like these shoes that only cost probably around $1,000, I say only because compared to the jacket, it's not as much. But by having these shoes that don't cost as much and more people can buy them, it's probably increasing their average order value and like their average just units sold too. Alright, so now you're probably thinking, okay, well, the real reason all these brands actually took off is because they've just been around forever and everybody knows their name. Why would people want to buy from my brand or my client's brand when I only have 10,000 followers or 2,000 followers? Now, here's the thing. There's a big secret that a lot of clothing brand owners and freelance brand scalers are keeping from you. The real way to sell clothes, especially when you don't have a big following, is by bringing emotion and bringing feeling into your clothes. And I know that might sound corny, but I'll show you how and I'll show you what I mean. Alright, so look at this brand, Nostalgic Arc. Obviously, by the name, it's basically about nostalgia. And like, look at these pieces, like this one. It's like the old iPhone, it looks like an iPhone 5 or something. And it's like all just pieces that are meant to bring you nostalgia, make you feel like a kid again. Like, look at this. It's all of the old fonts, like it's like FedEx and like Hot Wheels and Amazon and old Google and Disney and Cartoon Network. Just all of these old types of things to make you feel like a kid again. Just bring back those memories that you used to have and that emotion. And like many people, especially when you have the targeting right, many people that see these pieces will feel like a kid and then are like, oh, if I can buy these pieces, then I'll feel like that all the time. Or that if I buy these pieces, when I'm wearing the pieces, I'll feel like a kid and that makes me feel good. That makes me feel happy. And it's just emotions like that. And you're probably thinking, alright, well, the designs are made by the clothing brand owner, or if they hire a designer, then the designer will make the design. So what does the freelance brand scaler do? Well, as the brand scaler, it's your job. I mean, it depends how you're running it, but at least what I do is I make the creatives. So, say for this is the I Hate Carly hoodie. So, if I were to make a creative for this, obviously it has Carly on it, and so many people growing up in the early 2000s, early 2010s watched iCarly, or at least know what it is. So, if I can just make a creative like bringing out iCarly or just adding something else so that when people are scrolling and scrolling and scrolling on their phone, they see iCarly, they're like, wait a minute, I remember this show. Or if you can make like just even organic marketing, like I feel like you always see like the 5 TV shows that nobody watched as a kid, and then you put this in there, you put iCarly the next to it, that you could put this. That's just even organic marketing that you could do. Like, there's just so many things, and it's just so many ways you can find emotion and find ways to bring it out. And especially if you're creative, like I think I'm a pretty creative person. Making the creatives for this, I just really focusing on bringing out the nostalgic, because that's what people are going to buy it for. Obviously, most of these designs, they're not crazy. They're not, and this brand doesn't have a crazy following either. So really the only way that they're going to sell their clothes is by selling the feel, selling the emotion. And that's how they are doing it. That's how they're successful. Like, as you can see, they have 11,000 followers, and they've probably made a good amount of money, especially doing this many drops. Alright, so let's go over these points again. So first, you just find one of your client's products that has some sort of emotion in it. Then, if you're making the creatives, or if you have somebody making the creatives for you, tell them to really just bring out that emotion, because especially when your brand doesn't have a good following, or doesn't have a crazy following like this brand here, people are going to buy it for the feeling and for the emotion. And then once you have a good creative with a lot of emotion in it, even doesn't matter what it is, if it's nostalgia or if it's hate or I don't even know, any emotion, and it has a lot of it in there, then you need to make sure that your targeting is set correctly. Know learn what your client wants as their target demographic. Learn what these designs on your hoodies mean. Like for the iCarly one, that's probably people that today are probably like 21, 22, 23 and younger. Or maybe like 27 and younger, I'd say. So after you know that target demographic, you just set that in your ads, in the ads manager, you set that target demographic in the ads manager, and then boom, you're done. The creative is converting, you're printing, your client is happy, and you're getting paid. That's all it is. But yeah, boys, that's about it. So obviously, I'm going to be trying to post about once a week now. Let me know if you guys have any video ideas for me or any questions. Just leave it down in the comments. I'll definitely be responding to them. But yeah, boys, peace.